Ahí, ahí, aló, sí, aló.
Hey man, can you hear us?
Any part? Yeah. I can hear you.
Nafikiri
Tal com hem comentat abans d'iniciar la pel·lícula, donarem pas al col·loqui amb els directors de la pel·lícula. Tal com hem comentat abans, el col·loqui serà en anglès. Evidentment està obert a tothom perquè pugueu preguntar i comentar amb els directors de la pel·lícula i una sorpresa més, de fet, a part dels directors de la pel·lícula. Per tant, us animem a participar. Qualsevol persona que vulgui preguntar, passarem el micro, la meva companya Júlia, amb totes les mesures de seguretat preses, passarà el micro per evitar que hi hagi possibles contagis. Mentre preparem tot el tema, aquests moments així una mica incòmodes entre que el tema tècnic s'acaba solucionant i no, presento ràpidament els directors. La Maia Lekow, que ella és compositora i cineasta, de fet, la música que heu sentit durant tota la pel·lícula és l'ha composat ella. És coneguda també per ser la líder de la banda Maia and the Big Sky. Va ser nomenada ambaixadora de bona voluntat de l'ACNUR, va rebre el Premi de l'Acadèmia de Cinema Africà per la seva cançó Uko Wapi, l'any 2009, i també, com deia, és compositora de la banda sonora de la pel·lícula. El Christopher King, ell és cineasta, és d'origen australià, ha treballat a Kènia durant 13 anys i després va fundar una productora que es diu Circle and Square Productions amb la seva companya i parella Maia Lekow a Nairobi. L'any 2009 va ser guardonat amb el Premi de l'Acadèmia del Cinema Africà al millor muntatge audiovisual i ha treballat per la indústria cinematogràfica de l'Àfrica Oriental com a cineasta independent, editor i director. Fetes les presentacions, we also have Carissa here with us tonight. Once the presentation have been done, we will start this Q&A with the directors Maia von Lekow and Christopher King. And Carissa, we can see you through the screen. Hello. Thank you very much, Maia, Carissa, Christopher. For us, it's a pleasure to be connecting with you tonight. First of all, congratulations for this film. Here we are, I think, 20, 30 people delighted with your film. So first of all, congratulations. The first question I would like to ask is, how did you meet Carissa? And Carissa, how did you meet Chris and Christopher and Maia?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having us here. It's such a pleasure being able to do this online. So I think, the way that we met Carissa was when we began this journey 6 years ago, nearly 7 years ago now. Chris and I were really interested in actually learning more about the culture from the coast of Kenya, which is where my family is from. And as we then were hearing about this amazing female freedom fighter called Mekatili Wamenza, who was fighting against the British at that time in First World War, her story really intrigued us as a woman at the age of 70, who was voting, but through bringing her people together.
And how no sé si tenim algun problema tècnic. Yeah, now do you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll try to to keep going. So, how many years took the film to make this film? Tensos moments. Ara ho intentem resoldre. Do you hear us now? Yeah. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, hi, Carissa. So I don't know if Christopher and Maia can hear. So I will ask a question directly for you. How do you feel? Do you feel when during the recording of the documentary, and what do you think about it?
At first, first of all, I'd like to thank you very much for having us in this Q&A. Yeah, thanks to everybody who came and watched the film.
You're welcome.
So all I can say is that at first, it wasn't easy because I met Maya and Chris through while they were doing their research about the woman Mekatilili Wamenza. So I was doing the translation from the files they used to come and to take on with their camera. So while I was doing the translations, that's when I started hearing the stories about the elders' killings from the translations that they were happening. So that's when it's really I took my time and started investigating about this. It was during that time my grandmother also was having the same incitations happening to her. So I told them about our issue at home, and that's how we came to start following up the story about my grandmother. So at first it wasn't easy them being accepted at our home because it was like I'm exposing my family issues. So it wasn't easy because my family had to get to know them at first, and then so it was like Maya and Chris became like my brother and sister. Yeah, so it has been a great journey. Yeah.
So it has been at the end a good experience.
Yeah, a good experience for me, and also because we've been doing the community screenings and the screenings that have been happening in Kenya. So people are really giving a positive impact and a positive feedback about the film because it's something that happens to them. And sometimes, they were not able to talk about this issue. So as we go on with the community screening, so more people are becoming free and open to share out their stories because these things usually happen in-house. Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about it on the backstage. So I think interesting to I don't know if Maya and Chris are here right now. Yeah.
We're here. Sorry.
Yeah, you're back.
We're in the bush, so the Wi-Fi here has some problems.
Yeah, Carissa just in that moment talk about the communities in Kenya, especially in the coastal area of Kilifi, have seen the film. How about it? How?
You're asking how it has been in terms of the community screenings?
Yeah. Sorry for.
Go ahead. No, they've been great so far because I think, as Carissa says, is that a lot of people are seeing their own story for the first time on the screen. And not only that the fact that Carissa is also in the room really makes such a big difference because they're seeing this person on the screen and then they're seeing the same person in the room. And so it's really allowing people to be able to share their stories.
We're losing you.
Sorry.
Maybe would it help if maybe we turn off the video and at least you can hear us? If
let's try.
Maybe that makes it better. Sorry. Can you hear us, what?
Yeah, we can hear, but we can't see you.
Yeah, we thought.
I understand. Okay, if you close the camera, the internet will be better. Okay, so if you prefer, close the camera. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, then you can hear us at least.
Can you hear us now, Ot?
Maya, Chris, are you here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so we'll try another. Si algú té alguna pregunta que tingui ganes de fer, això, ara jo crec que com que ens escolten, si algú vol participar, tenim la Júlia aquí superpreparada per si algú vol fer una pregunta. És una bona opció per fer-los i jo crec que els hi arribarà la pregunta. Sí, però que t'acosta el micro, que si no, no ho sentiran.
We want to ask, when did the witch hunt start? More or less, which year? The murders and
Yeah, well,
and also what's the the relationship between the witch hunt and the imperialism and colonialism, because I mean, it's explained here, but I was a bit, and I didn't. I mean, I want to
Okay,
to
yeah,
go
you're a
deeper
little
in
bit
that.
confused. Yeah, Maya, Chris, Carissa, have you heard that?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Thank you
So
very much for your question.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a relatively recent phenomenon as far as like the killing of the elders. It's probably been happening maybe for the last like 10 years. Like the shelter that you see, Kaya Godoma, where the elders were, that like the first elder who lived there has been there for about 10 years. So it's very recent as far as like the killings that have been happening. But it's connected to at least colonialism in the way that it's been about 100 years since the first missionaries came to Kenya, and from this there's been a real demonization of the traditional, in competition with the traditional culture. But now, as we can see in this film, actually there's even conflict happening within different Christian denominations.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I just quickly add on that also is just because of course, like the missionaries, they wanted to convert people to their churches. So they then said that 100 years ago, anyone who believes in traditional beliefs or wears traditional clothing, they're all devil worshippers and satanic. And so then since that time, it's just kind of filtered down up until now, where I think now, together with issues around religion and globalization and land, and poverty, especially with the youth, it's causing a lot of issues.
Also, maybe I can add something to that.
Yeah, of course. Please.
Hello. Yeah. Another thing that has come out is like during the like what my friends have said, like the past 10 years, when before like the past 100 years before the Christianity and Islam came, there were traditional means that were being used for, like, maybe if we get a person is a witch. So there were traditional measures and nobody used to be killed. But you find out that upon coming these Christians and the Islamists, it is them that usually they say that a person that, like say in this homestead there's a person who is a witch, and in Christianity and Islam they have no means of identifying somebody is a witch. So it's all in traditional systems that they can identify a witch and know how to have the means of like, let's say, getting to know the person is a witch, how to treat that person, how to stop him. So it's like in Christianity, they are just spotting people that that person is a witch, but they have no real evidence about it. And it's that even in the traditional means, there used to be no killings of the people who are witches. So there used to be some certain rituals that are done, and the person maybe he doesn't do that again. So times have changed because of this Christian dominations and the Islam dominations.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a question on the.
Are our answers too long, Ot?
No, is the length enough? The length, perfect,
Yeah.
just perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yes. First of all, congratulations. I'm a researcher here in the University of Barcelona, working on witch hunts in Europe in the 15th to 18th centuries, and I was astonished about the many similarities between what is happening right now in Kenya and in other places, and what we are studying about 500 years ago in Europe. And I wanted to ask, both in terms of what are the people saying, how these men and women are considered, etc. But my question would be, is there, besides this pointing of individual men and women, is there some idea that they are, let's say, a group or an organized group of maleficent people, or they're just evil individuals? I don't know if.
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. Yeah, really. Thank you very much.
Interestingly enough, I think that this idea that it's an organized group is very common. You know, concepts of like the Illuminati or Freemasons, these kind of organizations. Oh, we might have frozen. Oh no, we're okay. Yeah, no, I think that I guess that these priests, the story that they're telling is that this is, you know, spiritual warfare. So there's a conspiracy amongst these pagan religions to, you know, undermine Christianity, and you know, through these things like killing children or stopping young people from getting jobs. It's really seen as a huge threat. You know, on a collective level, and so if they find someone who they think is a perpetrator of witchcraft, I think they see them as being a part of a group who are working together. Many of the letters that we found that may not have been in the film, but a lot of them speak to say, you know, you're a part of this group, and we need to eradicate the entire group.
Mm. And yeah, I think also, like, you know, it's the power in numbers. So also the people who are doing the accusing, for example, if let's say, you know, in this case is Carissa's uncle, but there's been so many other different cases that they go to these young groups of motorbike. They're not really like gangs like in Europe, but they're guys who just work as a means to pay for a living, where they give you rides on their motorbike. And what's happening now is these young gangs of guys who are sitting there quite idle during the day have now become also the perpetrators, who are really adding fire to the flames.
Mm-hmm. Is there another question? Yeah, here.
Yeah, well, congratulations, first of all. I like your film a lot, and also the music, Maia. It was wonderful. And I was wondering is why elderly people? Because as you said, witches in Europe were women, and they were mainly women accused and hunt. Why elderly people in Kenya? Is there any reason that you can explain?
Thank you. I don't know if you have heard that.
Yeah, maybe I can.
Taking advantage of the vulnerable. Oops. The
And the elders own the land.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear us, Ot?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, so just the two things before Carissa speaks is just taking advantage of the vulnerable, and also they're the ones who are the land keepers.
Yeah, that's actually everything says it all, because
and
it's
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm saying that it's mostly the elders, because it's them that they have the land, and you know there's some land which it's ancestral land that you just inherit. You can't sell it. So some of the youth men or the children of the old man, they want the shamba, and you know the old man can't sell the shamba. So conflicts rise up because of that. So that's the main issue. Why it's the elders.
If I'd add something as well, because I think the young people are obviously very frustrated that there's very few economic opportunities, very few jobs. And so I think that they're, you know, looking for an outlet to direct their anger. And, you know, I think the real anger is towards the leaders, who are the ones who are not really, you know, doing their job by creating opportunities. But because the elderly people are the ones that are at home, and they're the ones that maybe require more assistance, usually there's been such respect for to
we lose you a little bit. Okay. Totally right now. Chris, Maya, can you hear us?
You what?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, we lose you in 2 or 3 seconds only.
Just the last part.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that it's kind of the elders who seem to be where the anger is directed, because they're the ones who are so close to home. And also it's because the elders who are still connected to the traditional system.
With the COVID-19 pandemic situation, the situation has increased, maybe, or what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if it's increased. It's definitely continuing. We were at the coast just a few weeks ago, and Carissa's been down there last week for the community screenings, and the killings are still continuing. There's many cases we've heard of just this year. I think 12, 15 elders have been killed in different areas.
But I don't think it's really got anything to do with COVID as such.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'd say there's maybe, a continued issue because the economy is struggling. But yeah, it's hard to connect to COVID if it's made it worse or not. But definitely, elderly people are more vulnerable now than ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if someone wants to ask something. Yeah.
Bueno, ella traduïa, no? És que sí.
Ho intentarem.
Bueno, s'ha quedat a mitges la resposta abans, em sembla, de l'impacte que ha tingut a Kènia aquest reportatge, aquest documental, si s'ha vist i si hi ha hagut impacte, suposo que més amb la gent jove, no? Que suposo que remouen molt més aquest tema amb la idea aquesta d'aprofitar-se una mica, no, la gent gran.
Yeah, she asked what has the impact of the film in Kenya and also with the young people, if the film has increased impact with the young people.
Maybe Kaladze, you can answer that one, Carissa.
Yeah, the impact has been, it has had a really good feedback, because having the discussions everywhere we go, people like come out and then they open up, they start conversations where they start sharing out their stories about their homes. And we find out that some of the local leaders are the ones that maybe usually they delay the cases, because the local leaders, like the chiefs, are the ones who are like the administration for the eyes of the government in the local areas. So when there are these cases about the killings and maybe there are some disputes in the homes, it's the community takes these cases to them. So we've come to find out that the local elders and the administrative people and the police, sometimes they are to blame, and also they're not the ones to be blamed, because there's some corruption happening there. Also, you find that the local leaders, they can't, they delay the cases. Some of the cases, they take too long to be taken to court and such things like that. So when something like that happens, the local people, they decide to take the law in their own hands. That's why they go and like do the killings. But people have come out, they've started sharing out these stories whereby they know who to blame, and they know how to, like some of the youth, they've started this campaigns where they'll be having like the barazas where they'll be having meetings. There'll be like community awareness projects that they want to start, whereby they'll be sensitizing people about the killings, about no killing to elders and such and such. So it has brought up a good impact to the community. Yeah.
And I just want to quickly add, through the community screenings, just very, very briefly, we did one especially for the youth, actually several for the youth, and two really, really interesting things that happened during one screening in particular was that there was a lot of perpetrators in the room, and as they were watching the film, they first of all, they came in already, quite heated and quite energetic. And then once they'd watched the film, they were feeling this kind of sense of guilt also, because they knew that they'd essentially done something wrong, but they hadn't quite seen it. And now they were seeing it from an external perspective. And their reactions were really shifting within that space, which was really interesting to see, just the power of film. And lastly, there was this one young guy, for example, who was just pacing up and down after the film. And once we then began the discussion, he actually was saying that at a very young age, he'd seen his father being killed, murdered, and he hadn't really processed any of those feelings. And it was only now that he was watching the film that he was now starting to feel something and didn't quite know what to do. So that also for us was an indication that there'll be a lot of young people who are also going through these issues. And so for the community screenings moving forward, how do we have more support for them?
Wow.
Yeah,
Incredible.
also maybe.
I think that this film is an important lesson for everybody, that we protect our elders and take care of them with affection in every part of the world. I don't know if you agree on.
Completely.
So,
Yeah.
sadly, we must finish soon the Q&A. I don't know if you want to finish this Q&A with some special words, maybe to the audience here in Barcelona today, and the other people who are following the Q&A in streaming.
We just want to say thank you so much for having us. And I think, as you say, Ot, is that all around the world, the treatment and the respect for elders is disintegrating. So I think it's just, especially now, especially in Europe, like during COVID times, and just the kind of vulnerability and the loneliness that a lot of elders are going through. And then also here, how is it that us as a younger generation can just be supportive and also just be more conscious of our elders around us? And yeah,
totally agree.
Yeah.
Maia, Carissa, Chris, thank you to be with us tonight in this Spanish release of the letter. Good luck and take care, please. And a big hug to Grandma Carissa, to Grandma Camago, sorry. And goodbye. We see in other time, we hope.
Thank you so much,
Ot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
A vosaltres moltes gràcies per haver vingut. Tots els problemes tècnics, merci per venir. Si us ha agradat, penseu que aquesta pel·lícula es projectarà a moltes més sales arreu de Catalunya. Per tant, no us ho volem dir directament, però la podeu recomanar si voleu. I a més, estrenem el documental del mes d'abril, el Docs del mes d'abril, el proper dia 8 d'abril. Així aquí al Cinema Girona. Així que moltes gràcies per tot i fins la propera. Per cert, a la sortida, no sé si trobareu un codi QR que podeu valorar la pel·lícula, què tal us ha semblat. Merci. Adéu-siau.